Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating worldview of the Navajo people, who call themselves the Diné, which translates simply to the people. We're going to explore a radically different, deeply interconnected approach to spirituality that is honestly incredibly relevant today. This isn't just a history lesson. It's a beautifully structured way of looking at existence itself. All right, let's kick things off with a fundamental shift in how we view our place in the cosmos. So often we're taught to see the world as this ladder of power, right? A hierarchy where humans are constantly striving for the top. Well, the Diné trade that ladder for a web. It's a living, breathing system where the goal absolutely isn't to conquer, but to find your equilibrium within the whole.
So, let's move into our first major concept, Hózhó.
To really get this, we've got to ground ourselves in one incredibly powerful word that acts as the absolute anchor for their entire existence, Hózhó. Now, it's tough to translate into just one English word, but Hózhó represents a state of total balance, harmony, beauty, and peace within the universe. And what's really fascinating here is that it's way more than just a passing mood or a fleeting feeling. It is an active pursuit. It's the ultimate goal of maintaining total balance and beauty with the physical and spiritual world around you.
So, what does living in Hózhó actually look like day to day? Well, it boils down to three main things. First, connection. You're living in active harmony with nature, spirits, and your fellow humans. Second, reciprocity. You can't just take, right? You must give back to the earth and your community. And third, a holistic view. This means recognizing that humans are absolutely not above nature. Every single plant, animal, and human shares one interconnected spirit.
Which brings us to a massive paradigm shift. Mentors, not rulers.
Seriously, think about this for a second. What if the divine didn't actually punish us? It really challenges our preconceived notions of spirituality, doesn't it? Get ready for a huge shift in how we view the divine, or as the Diné call them, the holy people.
The contrast here is just wild. In traditional Western concepts, deities often act as rulers. They issue divine decrees, demand obedience, enforce strict hierarchies, and punish sin. But the Navajo concept? Completely different. The holy people aren't distant rulers sitting on high commanding fear. They're mentors. Their relationship with humans is built on reciprocity and shared responsibility. They're there to teach us how to restore balance when we lose our way. They don't punish, they guide.
Actually, they're often called our older brothers and sisters. How cool is that? The holy people and animal spirits are respected family members. According to the creation story, as the Diné traveled through 4 previous dark worlds to reach this 5th world we live in today, these holy people and animal spirits were right there, teaching the first humans exactly how to survive, thrive, and maintain Hózhó.
We see this mentorship totally come to life with their sacred animal allies. Take Coyote, or Mai. He's this complex trickster, sometimes a clever teacher, sometimes making huge mistakes, just to remind us that life is deeply unpredictable. Then you have the eagle, representing a protective bridge between Earth and the heavens. And Spider-Woman, an immensely important figure who actually taught the Diné the sacred art of weaving, which represents the patience and creativity needed to connect all things.
Next up, let's explore the healing ways. Now, this is a major takeaway. Illness is not a punishment for sin. When misfortune or sickness strikes, it is not some kind of divine payback for wrongdoing, not at all. Instead, it's just a signal, a sign that your connection to the natural order has been disrupted. You've fallen out of Hózhó, and you're vulnerable purely because you've lost your balance with the living system.
So how do you fix it? You utilize healing ways, and one of the most vital tools is the power of chants. But we're not talking about casually humming a tune here. These are highly disciplined forms of prayer, bridging the physical and spiritual worlds. By singing these chants, which can literally last for hours or even days, practitioners are actually reenacting the very creation of the world. They use the precision of sound to pull a person right back into alignment with the natural order. They are quite literally singing harmony back into existence.
Which leads right into our 4th section, art that disappears.
We're talking about Ika, commonly known as sand paintings. These are incredibly intricate, completely temporary altars. Medicine men use colorful crushed minerals, charcoal, pollen, and dry sand to create these highly detailed, sacred images of the holy people and creation stories right there on the earth. And let me tell you, it requires immense focus and years of dedicated training to even attempt this.
The ritual itself? Mind-blowing. The patient literally sits directly inside the artwork. The whole idea is that by sitting within the painting, the patient absorbs the healing energy of the holy people depicted, washing away the sickness. And then, and this is the really fascinating part, once the ceremony is done, the masterpiece is completely erased.
By gathering up that sand and scattering it back into the earth, the Dene are teaching us something profound. Beauty is a temporary gift. This act of intentional destruction carries a massive message about releasing our attachments, practicing true humility, and expressing immense gratitude by returning exactly what we borrow from nature.
And finally, let's look at the rhythm of harmony.
Because here's the thing. These concepts of balance, mentorship, and healing aren't just reserved for special ceremonies or times when you're feeling sick. For the Dene, life itself is a ritual. Whether it's the careful, intentional weaving of a blanket or the architectural design of their traditional home, the Hózhó. The Hózhó is literally built to mimic the cosmos, with its entrance always facing east to welcome the morning sun. Every single daily action is done with the intention of maintaining that precious balance.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. If we viewed the earth, the animals, and the divine as older siblings to learn from, rather than resources to conquer or rulers to fear, how would our world change today? Think about how we might apply the beautiful, structured wisdom of Hózhó to heal the imbalances in our own modern lives. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, keep seeking that balance.